Guys, so for the next step we're going to need to cut out our pattern. What I'm going to use for that is just a razor knife like this. You can get these at any hardware store, very easy to find. And you're also going to need plenty of spare blades because cutting this foam dulls the blades extremely quickly. You can usually only get maybe 1 to 4 clean cuts on a blade before you're going to need to replace it. So the best way to do this, I find, is to trace out your pattern nice and clearly. You're going to need something you can cut on. I just use this plastic cutting board. So I'm just going to go over the lines in my pattern here. It's usually pretty helpful if you want things to be symmetrical. When I drew this out, I measured everything and used a measuring tape to make sure that all of the parts were the same size and that they were all symmetrical. But you don't have to do that. That's just some detail that's going to make your piece look better and, in my opinion, just generally be better. As you can see, I'm not drawing exactly clean lines. That's okay. In the final stage of this, we're going to sand the foam to even out any parts that are a little bit uneven. It's going to be impossible to get completely clean cuts anyway. Okay, so now that I've traced out my pattern, I'm going to put it onto the cutting surface. This will go through the foam, so if you're not careful, you're going to cut up your table. I'm going to try to cut right in the middle of the line, so it helps to get a lot of the blade out there. You don't just want a little piece, and put it straight. Don't angle it one way or the other, or you're going to get crooked cuts. Try to lean over the foam so you can see the top of the blade. I usually close one eye to give me a more flat depth perception, and just go slowly, follow your line, and if you look from above you can keep the blade in the center of the marker line and should be able to get a pretty clean cut that way. I'm applying a lot of pressure as I pull to make sure that it's one smooth, clean cut. Let's see how that turned out. I did go a little bit too light on it. You gotta push pretty hard to get through this foam. But if you go most of the way through, you can do like this and trace it out. So I'm gonna finish cutting this out and then cut in with a new segment to show you the end result.